It's movie critic versus movie blogger with JoeBlow.com's Jimmy O taking on WhySoBlue.com's Jason Coleman in slasher flick and movie song trivia. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? Happy Halloween week, everybody listening to this show right now. This is Ryan Buds. I'm the host of Trivia with Buds. It's a live event that I do about 8 to 10 places around Los Angeles. It is a podcast that you're listening to right now. It's a Facebook page that you can go over and like for daily updates on all the fun stuff we have going on over at triviawithbuds.com. Check out all those things and see more about me. I'm having a great Halloween month so far. I wanted to kick off this podcast by talking about my 3 favorite Halloween costumes of all time for myself. 5th grade, I said, Mom, I have a favorite show, and she did not approve of me watching this show. It was Tales from the Crypt, and I said, I want to be the Crypt Keeper. So somehow she found me a great brown cloak and the perfect Crypt Keeper mask, and I said, I'm missing an accessory. I need one more thing to make this thing just jump, and she said, how about a bone? So we went to Jewel, and I bought a plastic bone for a caveman costume and carried that around. And I believe I won a costume contest in 5th grade with that costume. Thanks, Mom. My second favorite costume in college, dressed up as Shredder from Ninja Turtles. And my girlfriend, now wife, Ashley, dressed up like April O'Neil, trying to do a report on the old Shredhead. That was fun. I made the shoulder pads out of water jugs that I cut down and made spiky and covered in foil tape. A lot of foil tape on a Shredder costume back then. And then my third favorite costume was last year. We dressed up as Disney villains. I was Jafar. So I got to put some evil eyebrows and a very thin penciled-on goatee with the big Jafar hat and cape and all that good stuff. So those are my 3 favorite costumes. It is that amazingly spooky time of year where you watch a lot of horror movies. And I saw one this past weekend. And man, this thing was scary. But not scary in the real sense of the word scary. More scary like, how did this get made? Why did they spend so little time on this? And I am, of course, talking about Madea's Boo Halloween. Is that how you say it? Boo, a Madea Halloween. That's how you say it. It was my first Tyler Perry Madea movie. I did see Temptation, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor. I think that was a Tyler Perry movie because I love that show, How Did This Get Made? And they ripped on it on there, so I had to watch it. This was my first Madea movie, and I did not know what to expect. And this was the most low-budget movie I've seen in a long time. There are scenes in this movie that look like The Room, the cult classic movie The Room. There's like literally 4 locations in this Madea movie. And when she's on screen, it's pretty funny, which is most of the movie. There's some stuff you could laugh at. But the acting from everybody else, and like there's no script, people fumble lines, terrible audio, like not surround sound at all, at least at the theater I saw it in. And the people in our theater were losing their shit. People were getting up and clapping and sitting back down. And it would be like Madea running from a zombie. That's it. She's not even doing anything else. Not even making funny noises or yelling stuff. Just running from a zombie. 2 minutes of straight laughter in the theater. My wife kept turning to me and going, what the hell is wrong with these people? Because we would laugh, but like more at how bad it was. Anyway, if you are looking for a fun movie, I still suggest you should go see it because it's just a hoot and a holler. So see that new Madea Boo Halloween thing. I'm also addicted right now to season 2 of Scream, the TV show on MTV, which I thought was going to be terrible when it first came out, and it grew on me, and I really dig it. I'm a big fan of the old teen soaps, and adding a murder mystery and killers to it is a lot of fun. A lot of brutal deaths this season. Main characters, too. So if you have not watched season 2 of Scream, I think it is superior to 1, and I really liked 1. So check that out. I'm almost done. I got like 2 episodes left. And I have been playing a game called The Game of Things, which I wanted to talk about. It is a fun party game. I think I may have mentioned it on the intro to another podcast, playing it at a game night about a month ago, and I went out and bought an expansion of it. It's a little card game. It's just a party game. You go around a circle. Everyone writes down a response to a question like, what do you think a dog's really thinking when you're petting it? And then everybody writes down a response, and you have to try and guess who said what, but people get really filthy with it, or they just get really abstract, and it's weird to find out who actually wrote down what. So that's fun. I'm going to be incorporating that into my trivia nights, and I'm going to do a version of it right now. So if you're listening listening to this and you want to participate, I will send you a prize. I do not know what that prize will be yet. Something spooky. I have Halloween 2 on DVD. I'll send you that. And if you have the best answer, just tweet me, Facebook me, message me, email me, anything good. And I want you to give me this response. So this is the game of things, or things people say. Maybe that's the game. Things people say. Or the game of things. It's one of the two games. You are going to give me your best response to this question. What would be the worst thing that you got trick-or-treating of all time? Worst thing, you go trick-or-treating, you open the bag when you get home, and this falls out. So fill in that blank, send me a message, and I will take all the best ones and post them, and then I will pick one and send that person a copy of Halloween 2 on DVD. It's a new format. Everyone's talking about digital video disc, and I think you will enjoy it. Without any further ado, we're going to get into this episode. It is kind of a fun, spooky one because there's some slasher flick trivia coming at you. Speaking of these two guys, we're going to talk a lot about it, but I did see the movie that we mentioned in this podcast. They had the world premiere of The Harvesters. Check this movie out. Look up the trailer. See where you can see it next. I believe it'll be coming soon to VOD and all that good stuff. But Jason Coleman hosted this great Q&A after the movie. He's one of the guests in the podcast today. And James Oster, Jimmy O, was a producer on the film The Harvesters. Go to joeblow.com, arrow in the head, for more info on both of those things. Listen to these guys. Enjoy it. And have a great Halloween this weekend. Be safe. Make sure you hot pin your shaving cream. And watch out for ghouls. That's it for me. And I'm excited to scare some kids with candy and costumes on my front porch in California this weekend. I hope you are too. Enjoy this episode. Here we go. Sitting here in beautiful North Hollywood, California. Some people call this area Valley Village. A little bit nicer than North Hollywood, I think. They separate themselves from the rest of the pack. I'm with my good friends. Their names both start with J. This is Mr. Jimmy O. How you doing, Jimmy?
I am terrific, even though it's early.
It is kind of early on a Sunday, on a holiday weekend. What am I doing here?
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. You just showed up.
I'm missing church for this. You go by Jimmy to the O on Twitter.
I do.
You are a movie critic.
I'm a movie critic, movie West Coast correspondent. I do many things.
You do many things.
Many things.
And you work for the website joeblow.com.
joeblow.com.
Under the arrow in the head section.
Yes.
We're going to get into that
Well,
in a
I actually
second.
work in both. I work
you
for
do?
The main, I work from the main side, joeblow.com. I'm one of the, and arrow in the head, I have a couple columns.
Oh, perfect.
So, yeah.
Now, we're going to come back to that in a second, but we're going to introduce your friend here. Who you're going head-to-head with today. This is Mr. Jason Coleman. How are you, Jason?
I'm good. Head-to-head. Nice.
Thanks for having me over in your house, Jason. This is like a museum of virginity. No, this is a museum of everything that I love. There's toys. There's posters. There's collectibles. There's DVDs. There's a Yo Gabba Gabba something.
Yes. The kids have to have their fill, too.
Sure. The Necrocomic-Con.
Yeah,
Necronomicon?
A lot of Evil Dead stuff. That's actually a Jimmy and I staple. There was an Evil Dead festival that we put on in Westwood, and about 600 fans came.
Really?
So it was that's what that's dedicated to.
Oh, and you have a giant chainsaw arm attachment.
Yes.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is like if you like stuff, this is where you would live, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, you guys are going head-to-head today. Jason, you are also a movie critic, and you work for a website called whysoblue.com.
Yeah.
Which is a play on the Joker quote, Why So Serious, and Blu-ray reviews.
Absolutely, yeah.
I was checking out the website last night.
Yeah, it's great.
Wow, you do your research.
Oh,
yeah.
I do. You know what? I got that AOL dial-up connection. I got a couple of those free hour discs, and I thought, let's just try it out. Let's see let's see what's going on. Going back to that, though, I probably started cruising Joe Blow back in the AOL startup disc days, because it's been around for a while, right?
Yes,
at least 15 years, huh?
We've been around for longer than that, I think.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember the exact year. I should know. 89, I think.
Really?
It's something ridiculous.
And that's our connection, too, because...
Is it 98, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
89, I was like, there was no internet, I don't think.
98.
I'll go ahead and invented it yet.
Yeah.
It's too early in the morning. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, because I was actually working for Joe Blow about a year before Jimmy started.
Yeah.
And then we ended up meeting at Comic-Con for the James Wan film Death Sentence.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
we've been friends ever since. So.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Ironically, I wasn't even supposed to go to that. my boss didn't realize it was in San Diego when he offered it to me, and I said, "Sure, I'll go." So I was like, "Oh, good reason to go up to Comic-Con for a day."
That sounds awesome.
And I got to. It ended up great because I met you. I got to hang out with all the guys from Joe Blow. It was fun.
Yeah.
I have yet to go to Comic-Con out here, and I've been here for 4 years.
Really?
And I've been in movies that were at Comic-Con, but I'm always just a small enough part where I don't get the invite. But I've got invited every single year. I just have not been able to go, like from a friend. Like, hey, I just randomly got tickets in a free hotel and everything's paid for and we have 3-day passes. Can you go? And I'm like literally on a plane to vacation or something. And I'm like, no. So it's happened 3 times in a row. So I need you guys to sneak me in this next summer.
Okay. We'll work it out.
All right.
Yes.
I'll put the chainsaw arm on if I need to.
You may have to. That may be a requirement.
But by the way,
yes.
but for Why So Blue,
of course.
they do obviously, the big focus is Blu-ray reviews, DVD reviews, and things like that. I'm trying to bring a little bit of a different flavor to it.
Yeah.
So I do encapsulated movie reviews, which are, Aaron Newerth kind of does the bigger movies.
Yeah.
I tend to, go for some of the smaller stuff. I see that stuff too, but
nice.
so encapsulated movie reviews are, indie sort of films are coming out that week, and then of course my staple is Forgotten Friday flicks. So every Friday we put up a new old film that maybe you might not remember or have forgotten. That's kind of great to check out.
Very good. Do you guys do anything on the Shout Factory releases? Those are a big part of Blu-ray.
Yeah, Brandon Peters is
very
a
good.
Shout Factory freak. He grabs every single, and his reviews are incredibly detailed.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he is absolutely a big Scream Factory, Shout Factory freak.
There is one coming out, I think, next month for Roadhouse, which is maybe my favorite.
The review's
movie.
up. He's got the review up there. Yeah, he's really quick.
I am very excited about that. I've never bought a Shout Factory release, but I have a friend named Casey O'Connor who was on episode 2 with Seinfeld trivia, and he is a huge fan. He has like almost 1,000 pop vinyls on his desk at work. Like he has so many pop vinyls and stuff like this all around. But he gets all the Shout Factory releases and lets me borrow them. So.
Nice. Well, no, I noted on the Roadhouse one too that Rowdy Harrington, who directed that film,
I
think he's got a feature-length commentary on that.
I can't wait. Yeah.
And incidentally, great Rowdy Harrington movie. If you that I would put on Forgotten Friday flick, Jack's Back, the James Spader film. So,
yes,
some interesting stuff in Rowdy Harrington's past work.
Is the Roadhouse cover? Does it look pretty cool? Have you seen it?
Yeah, it looks
pretty
cool.
badass.
Do you have?
Because they had.
I don't have it.
Because our
I've just seen it on
was
the
on
site.
the DVD room.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. Very good. Yeah, they had like some placeholder art. It was just like him standing. I go, this can't be it. It's got to be like, there's got to be something burning behind him for this to be a real Roadhouse cover.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I can't wait for that. And whysoblue.com if you want to see some high definition reviews and some throwback stuff from my good friend Jason over here. Jimmy, I read Joe Blow we talked about it in high school. So I used to go. I had a friend named Steve Nelson who'd somehow stumbled across the site, and then I think it started around Donnie Darko came out. Like that was like he's like, hey, I read this review. We got to see this movie. And then from then on, we were just nonstop Joe Blow forever.
Yay,
so it was crazy
nice.
at some point to then be in a movie that was like featured by Joe Blow, which I think my first one was Sharknado, and then Airplane versus Volcano. It was just really cool. And
it just makes me sad we didn't get to work together.
I know. I was in the Army base on a whole different set of days shooting, and you were in the plane.
You guys were doing nothing to help us. You guys screwed us. You basically
was
were
very
like,
true.
Fuck that plane. I don't care. Because I'm angry about it now. I'm pissed off.
Airplane versus Volcano streaming on Netflix. I get to pull a guy's arm skin off, and that's all you could really want in a movie, right? That's pretty much it.
I saved Dean Cain.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You helped him out. You had a mohawk, didn't you?
I had a mohawk, yeah. I had
sweet.
a mohawk.
Did you grow that for the movie?
No, I think I just had it.
You just had a mohawk?
I wanted a mohawk.
You were just doing
It obviously got you the role because they dug it.
You were doing some Ninja Turtles, Rocksteady. No, not Rocksteady. Bebop cosplay.
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time.
1 year.
Very good. The guys that did Airplane versus Volcano, they were on 2 episodes ago, and it was John Condillac versus James Condillac in Johnny Depp trivia and Mel Brooks film trivia. So if you want to check that out,
That was a lot of fun.
put all these connections together, go back and listen to that. And the Condillac brothers are working on a movie right now called Snake Outta Compton, which is an enticing title. Right. And if I could be in 3 movies with awesome titles, it's got to be Sharknado, Airplane versus Volcano, and Snake Outta Compton.
Snake Outta Compton.
So I'm stopping by the set and seeing if they'll let me get slimed by a snake or something later tonight. Going to the Dodgers game after this. And then I'm doing that. So I got a really packed Sunday here. And then I got to go to church like we talked about.
Wow.
That seems
you're busy.
That seems by the way, that seems very Leprechaun in the Hood kind of territory. That's awesome.
Snake Outta Compton?
Yeah, I love that.
Love the title.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Well done, Conolick Brothers. Okay, guys, we're going to get into the 5 things that you guys gave me in terms of topics for this podcast. You guys are going to go head-to-head in 2 different topics, but before we get to those 2, we're going to talk about the 5 things you're into. So, Jimmy O, we're going to start with your 5 topics. You ready for this?
Then.
All right, your first one is alternative music.
Yeah.
Pretty general.
It was really general. And after, when I was thinking about it, I should have given you Ryan Adams.
I thought you were going to say Ryan Buds. I'm like, I would have been good at that.
That you would be very good at that.
You're a big
I was
Ryan
gonna
Adams
give you
fan?
Ryan Buds. I'm a huge Ryan Adams fan.
Ryan Adams is the musician who did the Taylor Swift album cover?
Yes. That is when he made it good.
He made it good. Yeah.
he
My
made
wife loves that. And
it's fantastic. It's a fantastic record. Because I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan. I respect her, but yeah, I'm not like a huge fan.
Sure. Yeah. I'm with you on that. What are some other alternative bands and albums and things you like from throughout the day?
I love music, man. I'm really into right now. I love Gaslight Anthem. I love. I'm really into Butch Walker. I've discovered him, and he has a ton of albums. He wrote a bunch of songs. Yeah. But he's a kind of alt country. It's weird. I like alternative and alt country. I like Atlas Genius. I like My Chemical Romance. I like Alkaline Trio.
Oh, the Trio, Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Born and raised. I've been listening to the Trio
God.
since 6th grade.
I used to listen to them all the time, and now that Skiba is in Blink 182, I get to go see him play with Blink.
Yeah.
I saw Alkaline Trio like several times.
Oh, yeah. I've seen him probably 6 times, and
so
I've seen
good.
Blink probably like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah.
But
Are you going?
When is it?
It's the end of this month.
Oh, I was telling my wife, I said, when they come around for the tour on this new album, I would really like to see it because I like the new album a lot.
That's
especially
great.
the Skiba stuff. It sounds
probably the best album in years.
It's a really cool mashup. It's like a dream mashup if you like both those bands. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Jason, you're an alternative music guy?
I'm a movie music kind of guy.
He's not a music guy.
No,
Gotcha.
but for movies, yeah. Just because I had watched so many, and it was
yeah.
the idea. Of,
You're talking about the End of Days soundtrack. It sounds like.
Yes, there you go.
That was one I remember
That's
owning.
cool.
That was a Columbia House pick of mine.
Was it?
Nice.
Yeah, I was like,
gosh,
I was
I
right
missed
around
that.
the time that movie came out, and I was like, probably get the End of Days soundtrack, like everyone's talking about. Not so true. Your next topic: slasher flicks. That seems perfect for a guy that writes for a horror website.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I grew up like a lot of us guys like me.
Yeah.
We would go into video stores when they actually had video stores.
Sure.
And we'd go through all the boxes, and I went through every single slasher movie.
Oh, really?
If it looked like it had a knife or someone being slaughtered on it, I was like, "Fuck
Sure.
yeah, I want to see that."
There you go.
So but my favorites were like from the 80s. I love everything from Friday the 13th to Final Exam.
Yeah.
To
Nice.
Pieces.
Yeah.
Pieces is beautiful.
Yeah.
Didn't we see Pieces together?
Yeah.
Didn't we go see that together?
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
I love the stuff that's why I like. We're talking about Shout Factory and Shout.
Sure.
I love what they're doing, man.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
brought the Boogans back. Didn't they do the Boogans?
I think so. Did
Oh
they?
God, I love that movie.
They're really
Without Warning, that was on there.
Without Warning? So good.
The Burning.
The Burning.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Burning.
Some
Yeah.
great old slasher stuff.
Yeah, there's so many things I haven't seen. I mean, as I think a lot of, maybe it's just dudes. Maybe girls don't do this. Maybe not as many girls. But I feel like when you're like 15, 16, it's like, let's watch some blood and gore and some nudity. Let's get and slashers usually have all 3 of those.
Yeah, they do. They do, and
So-
in ample amounts. So you just can't lose.
Exactly. So that's awesome. Slasher flicks. Yeah, I'm a big fan of slasher flicks. I got a question for you. Are you a fan, or have you watched at all the Scream TV series?
I tried.
Not for you.
No, for me. No.
For some-
MTV.
Yeah, there is some part of me that really likes teen soaps. Like I love CW shows to a degree. I haven't really watched any in a while. But I for some reason love that Scream series. I haven't watched the second season yet. It's
Some people
super
do.
cheesy. It's hokey. It really doesn't feel like Scream at all. It just
No.
feels like a murder mystery kind of.
Yeah.
But I love. Did you ever see Harper's Island?
Yeah, see that one I loved.
That's
one
a
was
lot
good.
better than Scream. But
Yes.
I love those like just kind of standalone throwaway. Like some people find them, some people don't. Kind of series that have some slasher based stuff to them.
Well, that same year we had Scream Queens, which I kind of I had a love-hate relationship with Scream Queens because Jamie Lee Curtis was there. I liked several of the actors.
Yeah. Right.
But there's times I was like, I hate all of you people. But then like Niecy Nash shows up, and I'm like,
Yeah, I have not seen that show, but I'm good friends with Kiki Palmer. She's from the south side of Chicago, and her mom started the speech program, competitive speech competitions at the high school that I went to.
Oh, nice.
So it's a small world, but I'm kind of friends with that family.
Well, I liked her. She was good
she's
at it.
great. She's had a
really
huge
good
year.
one.
She was Cinderella on Broadway and a bunch of other fun stuff.
Nice.
Shout out to Keke Palmer. All right, your next topic: classic films. You just said classic films. Give me a definition of what you would call a classic film.
I guess it's funny because I grew up watching everything from It Happened One Night to All About Eve to even the Gone with the Wind. I loved kind of that period. I love that when film kind of was making the big transitions from either silent films to actually speaking, and Marlene Dietrich and stuff like that. It's freaking rad.
Oh, yeah.
But nowadays you can say classic films and you can be like, freaking Scorsese, Taxi Driver, Raging Bull.
Or you get Back to the Future if you're like a millennial.
Absolutely. Jaws, Alien.
Sure.
So I think I should have been a little more specific.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty wide.
Yeah.
I know what you're referring to.
Were your parents a big proponent of putting you in front of movies?
No.
It was
I don't
mostly on
think
your own?
so. Yeah,
Really?
I think it was just
self-taught.
I seriously would like. I remember seeing it like in junior high. They showed us Romeo and Juliet, the Zeffirelli version.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. This is cool.
Yeah,
every other was like, seriously, this is boring. All right, boring. I just love cinema. I've always loved cinema.
Now, all three of us have children. Do you guys? Do you find movies and you go, I got to show this to my kid, or do you just let them find their own stuff, or what do you think?
Both.
Yeah,
I would say.
Well, I definitely. I don't. My kid Will, who's of course named after the William Peterson character in the Michael Mann film Manhunter.
Yeah. Sure.
His name's Will Graham Coleman.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I think I show him most of the films. I have a pretty good beat on what he likes and what he doesn't like. So but as he grows older, I tend to go through more interesting stuff. But I think I definitely I introduced him to film like my dad introduced me to film. I did get introduced to film through him.
Yeah.
And we used to camp out and watch go to the movie theater and watch 6-7 movies a day.
Oh, that's awesome.
So cinema.
Did you pay for everyone?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know friends that would just go pay for one and then see every movie in the day.
I'm a supporter. I'm a film supporter.
Of course,
so,
I would imagine. Yeah. That's awesome. My daughter will not stop watching Nemo nonstop.
Nice.
On a repeat.
Nice.
So much so that I'm like, I hope they don't find this fish. I really. I know, right? Let's just change it up, guys. Let's get out of here.
Are you yearning for the sequel?
Yeah,
so that you can get some variation in there?
Or is
out,
it,
Finding Dory. Once it comes out.
You know what I don't like about those movies is it's really 90%. It's just underwater, which I know they have because they're fish. But that's like
that happens.
It gets boring for me to look at. When I'm walking in the room, I'm like, oh, they're underwater again. Like at least in some other Pixar movies, they're and Up, they're all over they're all exploring different types of things. So we're trying. She started to watch. She's got Finding Nemo under her belt. Home, the alien movie. Home.
Oh yeah, my son loves that one.
That's pretty fun and
cute movie.
Yeah, and then
it has Rihanna, so that's all. That really
J-Lo's her mom, just like in real life. What?
I know.
And Lion King, she's starting to really get into Lion King. Nice. But I'm trying to get her. I watch wrestling. I'm a big wrestling fan, so I constantly get her to watch wrestling.
Are we going to do that later? Or are we going to all wrestle?
Yeah, we're just going to wrestle. Yeah,
Old school, camel clutch.
This isn't even plugged in.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
that's why I came over.
It's all about wrestling.
But she loves the pyrotechnics of wrestling, like the intros. She loves clapping, so she claps when they come out, and then when they start wrestling, she kind of starts doing some little shadow boxing.
Oh, nice.
And I have an old school wrestling buddy. Remember those? I have a Ted DiBiase wrestling buddy, so she'll actually wrestle that, which is great. So,
sweet.
She's going to be a diva, or they're not called divas anymore. She's going to be a women's champion. That's what's going to be.
Nice.
Very cool.
But that's kind of fun for me. Yeah, I like to put her in front of stuff that I like, but also I kind of like to watch what she gets into. Your next topic, Jimmy, was man versus nature adventures.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because
man versus
nature.
Like
Twister and Volcano.
I'm talking more like frogs, like Jaws,
like
tentacles,
nice
piranha.
Them.
Gotcha.
Wasn't that the ant one? Right.
One of my all-time favorites is Kingdom of the Spiders.
Nice.
With William Shatner.
Okay.
Nice. A brilliant performance, obviously. He's amazing.
Would you call Armageddon a man versus nature film?
No, because that's man versus alien. That's man versus alien. Yeah.
Armageddon? Just a meteor,
oh,
isn't
wait.
it?
Oh, yeah, it is. Well, it's still spacey. So I get that.
You like yours more grounded
on the ground,
like insects that are huge and towering. But keep it grounded. Keep it grounded.
But I would even consider like I love like Dave the Animals.
Sure.
All the anytime
Empire of the Ants.
I'll give you Cujo. Empire of the Ants.
Nice.
God, I love those movies.
Very good. Man
Getting
versus
so excited
nature
right now.
Joan Collins.
I asked you guys to be specific, so I'm glad you did, because sometimes people just go movies, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get some substance here. So very good.
Right.
Your last topic: Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Best show on television.
Best show on television.
Yeah.
That's Joss
show.
Whedon's probably his first big, huge thing, right?
It was his first big thing. And I just, honestly, I fell in love with that show from like the second it began.
But now, how did you feel about the film?
I love the movie.
I unlike Jimmy, I didn't watch the series, but I did watch the film, and I did like the film as well.
The series is
I know, right, and I've heard that. But I heard, Joss did not like that movie, and that's what kind of inspired him to do that TV show.
Well, he didn't work on the movie at all.
Well, no, he wrote the script, but I think they just didn't do it in the direction that he wanted.
I see. Gotcha.
Yeah, it was a typical story of a screenwriter who's oh cool, my movie's being made, and they're changing everything about it because the series encapsulated all the humor, but yet it also had heart. It also had horror, serious horror. I mean, but then again, it was pretty awesome watching Pee Wee Herman doing
come on, that is cool.
Awesome.
That is cool. Yes,
and Christy Swanson was adorable.
She's knocking.
Oh my god!
I feel like this is I think the second time that in the podcast so far that somebody has said Buffy is like I could do anything about Buffy. It's Simpsons is number one, but Buffy is like a close second so far for people.
That's funny because I stopped watching The Simpsons about like 25 years ago.
Yeah, right. Everyone watched the first 5 to 10, and then it was kind of like fizzled out.
But it's still on,
still kicking butt.
Yeah, it is.
Jason, we're going to get your topics right now. Your first one, Sundance Film Festival movies.
Yeah. I was going to put indie films, but remember how you're saying something specific.
Yeah,
so I just thought, between that and, there's a lot of other festivals that are great, Cannes and Telluride. But I really felt like, especially in the early days, that Sundance really, set the tone. Not so much now, but set the tone for, finding films that were really small and quirky and interesting and kind of push the envelope. So there's enough of good stuff as opposed to the kind of commercial stuff that there is now that I thought it would be an interesting topic.
Give me your 3 favorites. Let's do that.
Number one would have to be Sex, Lies, and Videotape. I mean, it really changed the game when it came to Sundance and kind of showed, you could create a great film for no money and just really highlight actors. And of course, that for me was the final affirmation that Spader was just a great actor. He really took a role and just made it his own.
Yeah.
So, and Soderbergh, he did great movies after that. And he definitely went commercial after that, but it was amazing. A great piece of work. I would actually hazard to say that in terms of phenomenons and stuff, I would say the Blair Witch Project was a huge game changer in that the way that that Daniel and Eduardo marketed that movie was incredibly smart, and bringing it to Sundance and the way they did it. Could have even maybe their publicity I think for some eclipsed how good the movie itself was, but that's just a testament to what those guys did with no money and with a creative mind and just amazing work.
And now we are 20 years later with another iteration of it,
which is
fantastic.
And
Jimmy's seen it, I haven't. I'm very much looking forward to it.
And an amazing marketing strategy by advertising it as a different movie. That I've seen both the Blair Witches, and everyone. Some people really hate that second one, and some people love it. But as a film series, I'm like, I'll see them eventually. I remember when the first one came out, it was a big deal, and I was young. I was 7th grade, I think. But it's like no interest to see a new one, but the marketing strategy alone makes me. I'm like, now I really want to.
Yeah, you do want to see it.
Such a cool idea.
It's first of all, you have Adam Wingard, you have Simon Barrett, who those guys know their shit really well. And this it's a pretty it's an experience.
Looking forward.
It's a scary, cool experience.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's going to be the kind of movie you want to see with a full house.
Sure. And it's this October comes out?
And I know it comes out September 15th or 16th. I think.
That's perfect. Later this month. Yeah, I see the billboards all around town.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And my quote's in the the
Oh, it is?
Yeah, from the very beginning.
Oh,
when they're marking as the woods.
Yeah.
My quote was in there. I was like,
oh, that's awesome, man. And what's your third one?
And then obviously there's a lot of bigger stuff, that you remember, like El Mariachi Mariachi and Clerks and Reservoir Dogs. But I, being the hidden gem guy, I would hazard to say a little movie called Paris is Burning that won the documentary prize.
Okay.
It was about the transgender balls, and it really, at the time, people didn't talk a lot about that stuff. So it was a real eye-opening experience.
Light,
and I remember seeing that movie at a little theater called the Royal Centre in Vancouver with my dad, and we were watching it. I remember somebody stood up kind of midway and sort of said, "This movie's weird," and they left. And I was like, "That's what makes this movie's great." Man. So I'll put that in there, a little hidden gem. Paris is Burning. Yeah.
There may be a prize. First of all, there are prizes for whoever wins this competition today. There may be one. There may be one that is Reservoir Dogs related. Just putting it out there.
Nice.
Also, as a reminder, because sometimes I forget to do the prizes. So we got those for you later. Your next topic: movie music.
Movie music. I mean, I'm sure some of the bands and stuff that Jimmy likes, I probably know, but I know through movies. When growing up, my dad was
from High Tension.
Oh, nice!
I think that's one of my favorite uses of the song.
That's great. Yeah,
Newborn.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
The band Muse is in the movie High Tension.
Like for 10 minutes, they just play Newborn. And it's so horrifying what you see on screen. That that song is like a scary song.
That was a pretty eye-opening movie when I saw it.
Oh my god!
I remember being like, "Wait, what did I just watch?" And then it's over, and you're like, "Holy cow!" It really goes pretty quick.
Holds up really well.
She's fantastic in the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea, my dad was a big music buff as well, so he had thousands of LPs.
Oh, yeah.
I was such a movie geek that I would go to the LP store and I would grab soundtracks. So the LPs that I have are soundtracks. So I know music through film.
Gotcha.
So if I saw the movie and I liked the music, that was a big one. We were talking about Sex Lies: The Videotape. That was a huge one for me, where I actually got the soundtrack before I saw the movie.
Oh, interesting.
And that was Cliff Martinez's kind of score, and it was an amazing piece of work. That even eclipsed, it made the movie even better when I watched it.
Sure,
so.
I feel the same way about the Bring It On soundtrack, the cheerleading movie. I don't feel that way, but what's funny is somewhere in the world somebody does. Somebody has the same story you just told about Sex Lies: The Videotape, but for Bring It On and possibly Bring It On again.
And they've listened to the feature-length commentary. Absolutely.
Does Freddie Got Fingered have a soundtrack? Because that would be amazing.
It's basically Daddy, would you like some sausage on loop for 3 hours?
Oh, that would be amazing. Oh
I have the pressed vinyl of that.
So exciting. Mondo's releasing it this year.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be great. Your next topic was 80s B movies.
Yeah, well, because there's such a and listen, that could cover a vast array of stuff.
Hey, it does slasher films.
Yeah, it could do slasher films. Could be the whole Empire, Charles Band stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the 80s that was really cool and kind of quirky and cheesy.
Definitely.
Frank Henenlotter stuff, and so I thought
Sorority Babes and Slime Ball Bolorama.
Nice.
How about Blood Diner? Do you guys ever see
that?
Yes,
of course.
Was it 80s or 90s?
That was 80s.
It was 80s?
Yeah.
That was one we used to watch over and over again
it's a
in
great
high
movie.
school because I think it's a woman just jumps up and bumps her head on a cave ceiling and then just immediately dies. Do you remember that part?
Yes.
We used to just watch that. Or when he runs over that body and he's dancing over and over again, he just keeps running it over for like 10 minutes. Man, what a quality film. Blood Diner.
Great.
80s B movies. Yeah, I could... I know that you guys have probably seen, let's see, if I've seen 100 movies in my life, I feel like you guys have seen 10,000. You think that's probably about right?
I think we've seen a lot.
We've seen a lot.
Yeah.
Did you ever try and figure out the count on movies you've seen?
God, no.
No.
It's got to be, I would think for a couple critics, it's got to be 5,000 plus, right?
I would say at least. At least. I mean,
I would say as a casual movie fan, because I've done like on IMDb, you can check off every movie you've ever seen. You add watched list or something.
Oh yeah.
So I've done that, and I think I've gone through everything I could think of, and I think it's only like 900 or something. Like it's not even into the thousands. And I'm sure it's more than I'm into the thousands. But as a casual fan, if it's 1,000, I would think you guys 5 to 10.
That sounds about right.
I'm in those encapsulated. I'm doing like 4 or 5 movies a week.
Wow. Yeah.
So. They're out there. You just got to look for them.
Sure. Your next topic, The Shield, the TV show.
Because I don't watch a lot of TV, so I was like, well, we have to keep the list eclectic. And that was the one show that a friend forced me to watch because he was like, you have to watch this.
Sure.
So he lent me the first season, and then I was hooked. And I ended up, and I don't think most TV shows I don't watch all the way through, but that was the only
Not
TV
even
show.
Punky Brewster?
I've watched some episodes of that when I was a kid.
Oh my gosh, so good.
But that was the one show that for me, it never, through all 8 seasons, it never dipped.
Yeah.
It always, Sean Ryan stayed with that show for the full run of the show.
Yeah.
And it was always just amazing and hard hitting and great. And just, I love that show.
Dickless.
I've watched it a bunch of times.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had bought the complete series for $40 when some kind of deal on Slick Deals.
That's great.
And I was like, this is great. Never opened it. Had it for 3 years, and then I sold it for $85 on Amazon or something.
Wow. And you never watched it?
Never seen one episode. Not
you
a,
should.
Not a frame of the
show. I guarantee you.
I know. And I bought it based on that.
Well, you know what's great about it as well is that some series they go, oh, well, the first season's not that great, or the first few episodes aren't that great.
Yeah.
Every single from episode 1, it just nails.
It's like
you
a Breaking
right in the
Bad
face.
kind of. Let's get going here. Yeah, that's great. Your last topic, David Caruso shows.
Yeah, David Caruso. I thought or movies, whatever, either one. Yeah, I've been watching NYPD Blue the first season for some odd reason. This
really
month. Yeah, and I'm a huge kind of.
You just want to see a lot of butts.
Yeah.
Prior
to CSI Miami, I was a huge David Caruso fan.
Really?
Like I watched every little bit part he did.
Yeah.
Even Blue City, the Judd Nelson Ali Sheedy movie that was up for Razzies and stuff. I loved him in that. And when NYPD Blue came out, it was interesting because I was already a fan, just like Spader with Sex Lies of Videotape, with Elias Koteas with The Adjuster. I had seen little bits that they had done, and I was like, it was kind of fascinating to, after having been such a fan, to watch him get that stardom. But then of course he just ended up throwing it right down the toilet. But there was some great work in there, man, and I was a huge fan.
He has an attitude.
Yeah.
He was in the only movie I could think of that I saw him in that I really remember was the horror movie
Section 9.
Section 9.
Section 9. Yeah, Brad Anderson's
Section 9.
Section 9.
Great movie.
Yeah, Brad Anderson's movie. Yeah.
Really fun movie.
Yeah,
it was like a
film.
USA movie, wasn't it? Like
no, it was just an independent film.
Oh, it was okay.
And so Brad Anderson ended up doing
that movie's fantastic,
right? And he did Section 9. He did The Machinist. He did Trans-Siberian. Great filmmaker.
Trans-Siberian's good too.
Yeah, great filmmaker. And that was a nice little that was a good grab for Caruso in terms of being a good film,
especially much later after he had that 90s success.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's that time in the podcast. We're going to dive into what we chose for each of you. Okay, so this is the big reveal moment. So this is for Jimmy to the O on Twitter. If you want to follow him, he is going to be participating in Slasher Flick trivia.
Oh yeah,
cool.
Slasher Flick. So you know a little bit about that, Jason?
Absolutely. Yeah. Now
and Jason, for you, movie music.
Okay, cool.
So this is
so you'll probably win because I don't know movie music.
Yes, you do. You know music just as
Slasher Flicks versus
nice.
The old.
He opted out of David Caruso. Do you notice that?
A little too cocky.
Yeah.
But
he has sunglasses on and paying tribute now.
I will say this: part of him will come back later in the podcast.
Okay,
here we go.
Cool. All right.
Slasher Flicks trivia. So we're going to start with you. So when you guys buzz in, we're going to come up with a buzz-in word. What is a good word that means something to both of you?
Flicks.
Yeah, okay, very good.
We have a thing called Flicks for Fans on Facebook that we do. Jimmy and I do events, and it's very distinctively done for fans. So whether it's a free screening or a regular screening, we don't do tiers where you pay more money and you get special stuff. Everybody who comes into one of our events is going to leave feeling like a king.
That's amazing. Maybe give me what's the funnest one you guys have done together so far?
Evil Dead.
Yeah.
With all the stuff.
So we had Evil Dead 1, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and the new Evil Dead.
Yeah.
We had the first 2 movies were in 35 mil. We had Artifacts in the Lobby from Greg Nicotero and Scotty Spiegel, who did the co-wrote Evil Dead 2 with Sam. We had the Ladies of the Evil Dead there. We had Greg Nicotero, Scotty Spiegel, Ted Raimi. We had special trailers on each of the films.
Fantastic.
And fans really came out afterwards and kind of said, I've been to other festivals and stuff, and they said, I've never seen anything like this. And we didn't gouge people. We definitely charged a nice fair rate, and everybody who walked in there got cool stuff. And by the way, a little tidbit for anybody who comes to our events, if we do a Q&A, it's best to speak up because we have like signed items and cool stuff, and we give it to people who do. We engage the audience when we're doing Q&A. It's not a boring like we're going to talk and you're going to listen.
And is this like how many events would you say you put on a year? Like a couple a year, or like a
couple a year? Probably is a fair.
The last one was what? Up?
Yeah, the last one was Up.
We did a free screening outdoors of Up, and we had Ed Asner there.
Oh, really?
Who does the voice of the old man, and we handed out a lot of assined items from him.
That's
Ed
awesome.
Asner was rad.
Yeah.
He stayed around to take pictures with.
That's great.
And that was a freebie outdoor screening. So
my good friend comedian Ken Gar on the very first episode of this podcast was just in a movie called Love Meets Hope. Love Meets Hope? I think it's Love Meets Hope with Ed Asner. And that was his first big movie. He moved out here from Chicago. So shout out to Ken Gar and Love Meets Hope and Ed Asner. So that's awesome.
Cool.
What do you guys have any special events coming up for Flicks for Fans?
We do. We
can't
talk about it because they're not solidified. But if you go on Flicks for Fans, you go to facebook.com/Flicks FOR fans for fans. Yeah, we have a couple. We're on the cusp of one right now that's going to be really cool. Yeah,
I'm going to ask a question, and this might reveal something. Are you printing a giant banner that might say "Pain Don't Hurt"? No. So it's not Roadhouse related.
No, I wish.
Okay.
That would be cool.
That would be rad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be fun. That would be the one. I mean, I would love to. I would just love to come out and meet some of these people that would. I love diehard movie fans, and especially with the trivia podcast that has a lot of movie stuff.
You should come out and do like a special podcast when we do it.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah, seriously,
that would be cool.
Maybe like the two biggest fans of movie X, to go head to head or something like this. That would be great.
That would be good.
That would be cool.
Let's talk about it. So Slasher Flicks for you. You guys are gonna be buzzing in with the word Flicks, and that's Fans for Flicks on Facebook if you want to check out more info from these guys.
Flicks for
Fans. Sorry about that. Flicks for Fans. And then Slasher Flicks will be your topic, Jimmy. Okay. Jason, yours will be movie music. When you get your topic right, you get 1 point. When you get the other guy's topic right, you get 2 points. Okay. So it's whoever buzzes in first and answers. You can only answer one time. So if you answer wrong, then the other guy gets a chance, and if he gets it, nobody gets it. Okay? Cool. We're going to go through. We're going to start with Slasher Flicks. This is the Trivia Showdown.
Trivia Showdown.
Question number 1. What is the name of the fictional town in the first Scream movie?
Oh. Wow.
Question number 1. What's the name of the fictional town in the first Scream movie? Buzzing in with the word Flicks.
What's funny is you had this.
I don't remember this.
What's funny is you had this. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You had this as one of your questions on the last thing we did.
Oh.
I'm completely blanking on it.
I know.
See, that's the problem. It's 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
We should both know that. We should both be ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
That's okay. It is. Sometimes the first question throws people, so we can just skip it and go to the next one.
I don't even remember.
Jason, any guesses?
Yeah, no.
It's Woodsboro.
Woodsboro.
Yeah.
Okay. First question off. No points so far on the board.
Yeah, we do.
That's all right. Here's movie music. Okay. First question. What song from the Muppet movie in 1979 reached number 25 on the Billboard charts that year?
Flicks.
Yes. He's thinking it over.
Moving right along.
Incorrect. Jason, do you have a guess?
I'm guessing it ain't easy being green?
It is The Rainbow Connection.
That's what I was going to say, too. Dang it.
You guys were awfully close. Damn. Still 0 points on the board. I did forget to mention this, too, not that you guys have done it, but wait till the whole question's read so people playing at home can listen to the whole question.
Yes.
I
have a chance.
Neither of you have buzzed in yet.
Okay.
But just for future reference. Here we go. Slasher Flicks number 2. In the 80s slasher flick, The Burning, which we had mentioned in talks before. What is the killer's weapon of choice?
Oh,
that's Flicks.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason.
That is the scythe, the sickle. Isn't it? Wasn't it?
Incorrect. What do you got there, Jimmy?
Cropping.
Yes.
Cropping shears.
Garden shears.
Oh, yes, of course.
That's 1 point for Jimmy's topic. Slasher Flicks. It's garden shears. He's holding them up real high.
Yeah, right. Damn it.
I can see the poster in my head.
I know. I forgot. I was only seeing half of the shears.
See, I tried to. I let you have that.
Oh, thanks.
Question number 2, movie music. Along with Tegan and Sarah, what trio is credited on the song "Everything Is Awesome" from the Lego Movie?
Oh, Flicks.
Yes,
it is the Andy Samberg.
Oh, you're close.
Lonely Island.
The Lonely Island. 2 points because you stole that one from Jason. So it's 3-0 on Jimmy's side.
Nice.
Jason, did you know that one?
You got to get more obscure than that. All the known ones he knows. Okay, go ahead.
Question number 3. This is Slasher Flicks on that side. What year was the original Halloween released?
Oh, Flicks.
Jimmy.
That was 1978.
That's right. 1 point. So it's 4-0. Jason, you had that one on the tip of your tongue?
Yes, I did.
I love that. That's got to be definitely my favorite horror movie of all time.
Mine too.
And I think it's a movie that I don't watch any time throughout the year, but I cannot wait till usually about October is when I'm put it in, and I watch it 3 or 4 times.
I've been looking at my collection, just waiting. I usually watch it twice a year.
I have that 30th, the one that's got like a brown copper holographic kind of a thing on the cover. It's great.
I have about 4 of them.
I know.
It's amazing. And 2, do you guys like 2 as much as 1?
I love 2.
I actually do like 2.
It's not as good as the first one, but man, it is fun. Solid slasher.
Sure.
But Season of the Witch has got its own cheesy kind of. No, you don't like that?
It's all right.
It. Yeah,
it's
I own
super cheese,
and I watch it, but I don't love it.
Yeah, but Tom Atkins is in it.
Yeah,
man.
I know that. Yeah, he's awesome.
This is number 3 on the movie music side. Okay. Maybe Jason will get a point here. Let's see. Okay. What Bryan Adams song was nominated for an Oscar in 1991?
Flicks.
Yes.
Oh, the Robin Hood song. Everything I do.
That's right. Everything I do for you. That's
Robin Hood. The Kevin Costner,
the really
Christian
bad
Slater.
Robin Hood.
No, but although it did have Alan Rickman as the bad guy, so that one that was cool.
I remember that movie being very big
poppy
when I was a kid.
It was,
It was very poppy and very fluffy, but I mean, it did have
Kevin Costner could not keep that accent.
True. But it had Rickman, so that was okay.
Yeah.
This is number 4 on the slasher flicks side. I think this one's going to be a buzzer beater. You're buzzing in with the word flicks. What is the name of the serial killer turned doll in the Chucky film?
Flicks. Yeah, Flicks.
I'm going to say you said flicks first because you said clicks.
I said clicks.
Right.
Damn it.
Yeah, Jason.
That would be Charles Lee Ray.
2 points. He stole.
And of course, that is played by Brad Dourif, the great Brad Dourif.
Brad Dourif. And this is 4-3 now. It's a very close game. So see how it happens when we go back and forth with the steals.
Okay.
Did you guys see the newest one? What was the newest Chucky called?
Yeah, The Curse of Chucky.
The Curse of Chucky.
It's really good. Yeah.
Watched that on a
My
plane.
quotes on that.
Loved it. Oh, it is?
It's great. Yeah, it's a
Your
great
quotes
movie.
on everything.
Yeah.
I need your quote on this podcast.
I know, right?
This podcast is comfortable.
This podcast is totally comfortable. Add the totallys.
What was that? Yeah. What was that? Was that Pete Hammond quote for on the cover of The Martian? This podcast is good on this or any other planet.
Amazing. Here's number 4 for the movie music side. What was the first movie in which Danny Elfman composed the music for Tim Burton?
Oh, Flicks.
Yes.
I want to say Batman.
Incorrect.
Well, yeah. Damn it.
Jason, do you have a guess?
I know what it is now.
Frankenweenie?
Incorrect. It would be
Fetal Juice.
No, actually, it's Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Oh, it is Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
In terms of IMDb, the years,
You're right.
the first movie Danny Elfman and Tim Burton worked together.
I was trying to
Batman,
and I was trying to think. I was thinking like maybe there was a short.
Frankenweenie. Yeah, that's a good. Those were good deduction techniques.
No,
love Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Sure. Number 5 for slasher flicks. There's a slasher flick from 1987 that takes place in a theater where the killer wears an owl's head. What is it called?
Flicks.
Yes.
It is called. Is that opera?
Incorrect, Jason. Owl's Head Mask in a theater,
I know what it is.
1987.
Owl's Head.
I think
I keep getting like David Cronenberg's Mask from Nightbreed in my head.
No, it's
Phantom. It's not that like Phantom of the Opera one with like Richard.
It's one directed by. I think it's directed by Dario Argento. I think.
Okay, yeah, no,
It's Stage Fright.
Stage Fright.
That's the name of that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I never had heard of. I've heard of Stage Fright, but when I looked up the question, I was like, "Owl Mask." Like that didn't ring a bell for me. But
no, I know. I
gnarly
can see it in my head. I just
This is the movie music size. This is side. This is number 5. Eric Carmen, not to be confused with Eric Cartman. Eric Carmen is credited with what song from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack featuring the line "One look at you and I can't disguise"?
Oh, Flicks.
Yes, Jimmy.
I've had the time of my life.
Incorrect.
Dang it.
Jason, here's the wording again. "One look at you and I can't disguise."
Oh, I can't answer. I know it.
I've got hungry eyes.
There it is, and that ties up
the fact that I know that is very disturbing.
Sure.
Now we're tied.
It's
By the way, in defense, that was probably an album that my sister had and played multiple times. It is in my collection now, but that's beside the point.
Yes.
It's 4-4, so that's how that works. It's all tied up. It was Dirty Dancing, Hungry Eyes. Here's number 6 on the slasher flick side. Okay. Friday the 13th, Part 7 has what subtitle?
Oh, yeah, Flicks.
Yes.
Friday the 13th, Part 7 is The New Blood.
The New Blood, that's 1 point. So
I was like, if Jimmy didn't get that, I was going to kick his teeth in. He is an uber
That
Friday the 13th junkie.
That is the one with the telekinesis kicks in, right?
Yes.
It's Carrie meets Jason. I
It
love
is.
it.
Indeed.
It's a fun one. Number 6 on the movie music side. What song is used 3 times in the movie The Graduate?
Oh, yeah, Flicks.
Yes.
It's Mrs. Robinson.
Incorrect.
Dang it.
Jason, 3 times in the movie
Is
The
it
Graduate.
not Sounds of Silence?
It is Sound of Silence. That's right. So that's 5-5. Sound of Silence used the most of that soundtrack.
I like that you're going that. I like that you're going old school. You're actually giving me a chance.
Trying to mix it up for you. Number 7 in this is Slasher Flicks. In Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
Wow.
What actress is credited as Jenny?
Flicks.
Jason.
Renee Zellweger.
2 points.
What's interesting is
7-5.
Renee Zellweger might be
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, so
She might be in a movie coming out soon called Bridget Jones' Baby.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what you're going to say, right? Sure. I thought of this joke. Do you ever think of a joke and then you go to tweet it and then you're like, I'm going to see if anyone's thought of that joke, and thousands of people have thought of that joke. I don't know if you do that. As a comedian, I do it all the time because I don't want to just repost something that is a very general thought. So I was like, more like Bridget Jones' miscarriage, or something like that. And literally thousands of tweets like, oh, they should have called this one. Oh, this movie's well. And I'm like, well, I'm not tweeting that now.
Yeah.
Pretty hackneyed premise. Here's number 7 on the movie music side. Villains, you better run and hide. One day, you might not slide. So choose your weapon. Don't slip. Vanilla's in control with the flex of the mic grip. Is from what song from a movie?
Flicks.
Jason.
Cool as ice.
Incorrect.
No? Oh, I know now. Oh, you suck.
Jimmy, any guesses? I'll read it one more time. Villains, you better run and hide because one day you might not slide. So choose your weapon. Don't slip. Vanilla's in control with the flex of the mic grip.
Oh, see, I knew that.
I know that this movie song.
If he doesn't get it, I want to at least voice it, even though I get no points.
What is it? I don't know.
You can voice it, yeah.
It's got to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, too, The Secret of the Ooze. I was like, listen, the Vanilla Ice is only in 2 movies. Yeah. Cool as Ice, which obviously is too obscure for the choice that you're making.
The name of the song, Ninja Rap.
Right, Ninja.
He just tells it over and over again.
Horrible.
I missed that movie, and I missed that song.
But the first movie was good because it had Elias Koteas as Casey Jones. So that's...
Here's number 8 on the slasher flick side. Describe Joshua Jackson's death in the movie Urban Legend.
Oh, flicks.
Yes.
That's a Jimmy one.
Hung.
Yes.
And the car.
And the car pulls him up into the tree.
I was like, Jimmy doesn't know that.
That is right. Hung from a tree, pulled by a car is what I wrote down. So that's 1 point for Jimmy. It's 6-7. He's down by 1 point to Jason's 7.
Wow.
Here's movie music. Let's see what you know about number 8. What band almost passed on recording their biggest hit ever for the Breakfast Club soundtrack?
Oh, Flicks.
I'm going to say Jimmy Leo.
That would probably be Simple Minds.
Simple Minds. 2 points for the steal makes you in the lead right now. It's 8-7.
Nice.
This is fun, huh? We're going back and forth. We got a couple more questions for each side. Then we move on to the combo question and categories with Buds. Here is number 9. This one's pretty inside. If you get this one, I will be impressed because I remember watching this movie several times. Number 9, in the movie Sleepaway Camp 3 Teenage Wasteland.
Yeah,
the killer Angela gives a local newscaster Comet Cleaner powder when he asks her for cocaine, which then kills him. What is her witty line when giving him the powder?
Holy shit, that's really...
Oh, that's really obscure.
Yeah, like really.
Yeah, because I haven't watched that movie.
I did, but I don't...
I own it, but
It's kind of like... it's, I guess, is it a pun? I don't know if it's a pun.
Well, she does it. So she was like, they were trying to be the Freddy Krueger with her, which was kind of weird.
Yeah. Those are the Pamela Springsteen. Right?
Let's just guess. Flicks.
Sure. Anything. Just think of a line. You give a guy powder instead of cocaine that is going to kill him, and she says, "Here you go."
How that should clear your system, to clear your drains. I don't know.
Okay. And you buzzed in, so I'm going to give it to you. Hey, this will really clean your pipes.
Oh, there you go.
Really?
This will really clean your pipes. So well done.
Nice job.
Yeah, good job. That is as close as you could possibly get unless you actually knew the line. We used to say that to each other all the time in high school.
Oh, wow.
Hey, this will really clean.
That's a great line, actually.
It's great. This will really clean your pipes. And then he overdoses and dies on Comet Cleanser.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. So here is the next question. It is 9-7 with Jason down by 2.
Pretty close, though.
Yeah.
Very close. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Especially for nobody getting the first question where we were like, oh, how's this going to go?
I know.
Number 9. What Steve Miller Band song was re-recorded by Seal for the Space Jam soundtrack? Steve Miller Band song was re-recorded by Seal for the Space Jam soundtrack.
Is it wrong? I've never seen Space Jam.
I mean, flicks.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just going to guess.
Sure.
I never saw Space Jam either. Abracadabra?
Incorrect. What do you got?
That's the only
Fly Like an Eagle?
Fly Like an Eagle is correct.
Really?
That's 2 more points for Jimmy.
That's
It is
wow.
Fly Like an Eagle, so it's 11-7 right now.
Good for you.
There's still some chances for Jason to come back and maybe he can steal this next one. This is the last slasher question of the podcast.
Okay.
Number 10, Slasher Flicks. What vacation spot does I Still Know What You Did Last Summer take place in?
Oh, I Still Know What You Flicks.
Yes.
It takes place in Bermuda.
Yes, I believe. It's the Bahamas. Is that the same thing?
Yeah,
that's the same thing.
Because they have that ridiculous phone call. They win the trip, and she gives the wrong answer, and they're like, yeah, you're winning. And nobody would call that.
No.
Oh my God!
So that is 1 point for Jimmy. He got his last Slasher Flicks question, which makes it 12-7.
Jesus.
So you're down by 5. But if you get the combo, if you get the combo question, well, you have first of all you have one more. Let's get to yours before we get to
ahead.
it. This is your last question. This is movie music number 10. Okay. Before using "Eye of the Tiger" in the Rocky III montage scene, what Queen song did Stallone want but get denied?
Flicks?
Yes, Queen song. This was for Rocky III.
"We Are the Champions"?
Incorrect. Jimmy. Queen song. Stallone was denied by Freddie Mercury himself.
Wow. I would say, I'm just going to guess because I don't know this. I would probably say Queen song. Well, let's just go with Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know.
Wouldn't it be great?
Another One Bites the Dust?
It is Another One Bites the Dust.
See, I was like, it's either We Are the Champions or Another One. But I mean, I didn't know.
I didn't
know, but I was like, well, it's a guess.
What if it was like Fat Bottom Girls and the movie just takes a weird turn?
It's all good.
That would have been awesome.
Another One Bites the Dust. So no points there. That was the last question of the Trivia Showdown. So right now it is 12-7 with Jimmy beating Jason by just a few. This next thing's called the combo question. It's worth 2 points if you get it. It's a little bit tougher, and it combines both categories of slasher flicks and movie music. Here it is. You're buzzing in with flicks. Combo question. What 1976 album had a song called Chainsaw, influenced by the biggest slasher flick of 1974?
Flicks.
Yes.
I think it's Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare.
Incorrect. Jason, any guesses?
I don't know that one.
It's a song called Chainsaw, 1976 album. I'll give you a hint. The album and the band, same. It's a self-titled album.
Chainsaw?
Mm-hmm. Any guesses?
Gosh, I'm trying.
It is Ramones. The Ramones by Ramones. They have a song called Chainsaw. It starts with a chainsaw, and it's a very short, quick song. But it was I looked it up. It's the fastest tempoed song on the album, and
that's saying a lot. Knowing the Ramones
and like self-recorded or something. So there's a lot of fun facts based on that song. But yeah, it was based on. I don't know if they used it in any of the movies, but I think it is. It was based on the success of that movie. They liked it.
Wow. Yeah. No. A lot of punk bands did that at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. Chainsaw. It was.
Can't believe I didn't know that one.
All right. So that is the combo question. No points there. This is the last thing. You can score 3 points on this. So Jason, unfortunately, even if you win this,
Jimmy again, man.
You will just have lost by 1 point if you win this.
Champ.
So let's do this.
It's a Caruso question.
We're coming back to it right now. This is called Categories with Buds. The category for this week is celebrities with red hair. So we're going to go around the circle. We name a celebrity with red hair or known for having red hair. Or at any time, maybe they had red hair. Maybe they just were a temporary redhead. Let's count that in. I'll kick it off. I'm playing with you guys. And when you can't think of one, you're eliminated. When it gets down to one person, that person gets 3 points.
So wait, you're saying they could dye it? Like for a role?
For a role. Let's do that.
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
If I am the winner, I will award the points to whoever I see fit.
Okay, cool.
And that will be based on sexual
favors. He's like
favors.
a king.
Yeah.
Sexual favors.
Yeah, there we go.
Categories with Buds.
Here we go. This is Celebrity Redheads. I'm going to kick it off. I'm not going to steal yours, of course. I'm going to say Scarlett Johansson, and we'll move over to you, Jason.
Nice. Okay, so we'll go with Caruso.
Okay, David Caruso.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman. I'm going to say, Ron Howard.
Nice. Watching NYPD Blue, there was an episode where James Lorenz from Frankenhooker played like a mop top guy, and he had red hair.
Okay.
So James Lorenz.
What about Rupert Grint?
Rupert Grint, yeah. I'm going to say, oh boy, red hair. I'm losing it. No. Jessica Chastain. Is that her name?
Yeah, that's fair.
From Zero Dark 30?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow.
It's a good one.
Red-haired celebrities. We're going around the horn.
Jeez.
We'll give you 3 seconds, Jay.
For some reason, I'm thinking Gillian Anderson in something.
Yeah, she's got. Yeah, that's pretty standard red hair.
Yeah.
It's not bright red, but it's red. Yeah,
right.
I would say red hair. I just thought of somebody, and
there's not a lot of dudes when you think about it.
No, there's not a lot of
think of too
dudes
many.
at all. But
I have one more, and then I'm out.
Oh shoot! Kid that played Dennis. No, Rita Hayworth.
Rita Hayworth, very good. Mine is Bryce Dallas Howard.
Ooh, okay, there you go.
Wow,
there you go.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Let's cap it at 3 seconds, Jace. If you can get one in 3 seconds.
Oh. That's so tough. Did you say Dennis the Menace, like Mason Gamble? Did he have red hair?
I don't actually know. I think he was blonde.
Mason, it was a blonde.
Yeah,
okay.
For some reason, I was thinking of
the actor from Problem Child. Yeah. If you can his name. I don't know.
His name is Michael something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to say Jason. We'll count that one. We'll say the kid from Problem Child.
Okay, cool.
If we can do that, then
Problem Child.
You could each do one.
Okay, cool. There's the Jamie. What I can't remember her name, but she was in The Burning. She's the girl with not The Burning, Just Before Dawn.
Okay,
she was
Just Before Dawn.
Yeah,
I have a great one for you guys. Ready?
Okay.
Tim Curry in the movie It.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably a wig and things, but
nice.
It is a wig. It is red.
Think clowns. Let's get into some clown territory.
Yeah.
Clown?
Yeah, clown.
Oh, okay. What's a good clown one?
3 seconds.
Adrienne Barbeau. She had. Do you think? Did
No, she had brown hair. I don't think so.
Jason, I'm going to eliminate you just to move things along. Jimmy, it's me and you. You got any more?
Ooh, Angela Bettis. Didn't she have red hair? Angela Bettis, didn't she have it in one of those?
I'm trying to remember. You think
Sissy Spacek. Let's do that.
Oh, that's a great one.
That is a good one.
I don't think I have any more, so Jimmy, I'm going to award you the 3 points. Well done. That's 3 points for Jimmy T.O. That gives you 15. So the final score, 15-7, was the final score. How do you feel about that, Jason?
You know what?
You said that was probably going to happen at the beginning, right? I have prizes for both of you, so don't feel left out. This is the prize portion of the show. For you, I will actually let you pick. Jimmy, you get your pick of these two posters.
Okay.
So you can choose either a Stranger Things poster.
Oh, that's neat.
By a Hungarian artist who sent to high res to me and let me use it as
really
promotional.
Cool.
Or you can use this. It's a Bob's Burgers Reservoir Dogs mashup poster.
Well, I would use Stranger Things.
Perfect. That means Jason, you got yourself a Bob's Burgers poster. Thank you guys so much.
Oh, that is so cool.
Bob's Burgers poster is from podcast guest Mike Bobbitt.
Oh, neat.
Very funny comedian. He drew it, and he is a fantastic comedian and artist. So check that out. And then Stranger Things. It says, who's that say at the bottom? It says poster by
fan art poster by the Sonifine. Son5. Sorry, I can't read.
The Son5. Yeah, that is the fellow who drew that and sent it to me. So thank you very much.
That's cool.
Follow him on Instagram and all that stuff. Do you guys have anything you want to plug coming up? You said Flicks for Fans.
Flicks for Fans, definitely.
Yes, stay on top of that because there is some great screenings that we got coming up that are going to be amazing.
Awesome.
We put some picture hints up recently.
Very good.
There's also two of them that I can talk about. Was I work with Slam Dance on some of their films, and so they have the Slam Dance Cinema Club here.
Perfect.
In Hollywood at the ArcLight, and 2 of the screenings coming up I'm going to be doing Q&As for, and they're just fabulous films. One's called Alvin's World of Harmonious Opposites.
Okay.
And it's amazingly original and just interesting. And then the other one is in November, and it's called Neptune. And I was going to be on the jury for Slam Dance last year, but just didn't get a chance. So I watched all of the features, and the jury that they had picked a movie different than what I picked. I would have picked Neptune. And so it's going to be playing in November again at the Hollywood ArcLight, and I'm going to do the Q&A for that. So I'm super excited.
That's amazing. And Jason Coleman, we can find you over on whysoblue.com, writing all kinds of reviews.
Yes,
Very
absolutely.
Good.
And Forgotten Friday Flick.
Forgotten Friday Flicks.
Yes.
I have we're going to have some news on a film I produced called The Harvesters soon.
Yes, and I watched the opening scene to that movie. Everybody can go watch that right now on the on Arrow's site, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And on Arrow in the Head on Joe Below, and also on, if you just search The Harvesters film, you could find the Kickstarter and GoFundMe and all that stuff.
Yeah, we were. It was an amazing Kickstarter story, one of the most incredible.
Sure.
I mean, literally, we had a day. We were way too short, and suddenly it kicked in, and
$33,000,
and we ended up getting more.
Amazing. Wow.
So we've been able to make a really good film.
That's amazing.
Jason's actually seen it.
I have, and I can vouch. Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, I can't wait to see it. So check that out, The Harvesters.
Yeah.
Jimmy to the O on Twitter.
Jimmy to the O on Twitter. Jimmy to the O on Instagram, Periscope, Snapchat, whatever. I'm there.
And Jimmy to the O.
Facebook,
check out Jimmy helping out Dean Cain in Airplane versus Volcano.
I saved his life, man.
You guys, thank you so much for being on my podcast. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Listener quiz.
And there you have it. Another amazing battle of two big movie nerds on the Trivia with Buds podcast. Check out Jason Coleman, whysoblu.com, BLU. They do Blu-ray reviews over there and flashback reviews of great stuff. And check out joeblow.com and look for reviews from our friend Jimmy O, James Oster. And look for him with a mohawk as a airline passenger in the great film I happen to be part of, Airplane vs. Volcano, streaming on Netflix as we speak. I have some fun events coming up. November 2nd, I start trivia on Wednesday nights, 7 to 9 p.m. at a brand new brewery near Magic Mountain in California. If you live out near Valencia, check out the Pocock Brewing Company. I'll be there with Trivia with Buds Wednesday, November 2nd, 7 p.m. November 6th, I will be starting 2 different bingo nights at the Congregational Ale House. We will be in Pasadena and Azusa from 3 to 5 p.m. Come have a drink, watch your favorite team, and play some bingo. Kick some ass in the bingo realm. We're going to be giving away tons of prizes from Congregational Ale House. They have amazing beers, and you can play for free every Sunday starting November 6th in Pasadena and Azusa, hosted by me and my good friend Dave Swan, very funny comedian. So check those out. And November 7th is my birthday. I'll be 31, like flavors of Baskin-Robbins. And I will be at the Moose Den. I used to host trivia in Glendale at a great bar called the Moose Den about 1.5 years ago. And now I am back to start every Monday, 8 to 10. Great manager over there named Derek. Very excited about it. And I will be there for my birthday, throwing a big bash and our first inaugural returned trivia night at the Moose Den. So November 2nd, 6th, and 7th, 3 fun events coming up. Mark them to your calendar. Come out and see me and win some stuff playing pop culture trivia. Speaking of trivia, it's time for the listener quiz. The listener quiz. Here we go. Question number 1. Mark Twain's real name. What is it? What is Mark Twain's real name? Question 1 on this week's listener quiz. Question 2. What network does The Mindy Project currently air on? What network does The Mindy Project currently air on? And question 3, true or false? Haddonfield, Illinois is a real place. Is that true or false? Home of the Halloween franchise film movies. True or false, Haddonfield, Illinois is a real place. Is that true or false? Send me the answers to those questions for this week's listener quiz. You can email me, ryan@ryanbuds.com. You can tweet me, Ryan Buds. You can Instagram me, Ryan Buds. Or find me on Facebook, Trivia with Buds or Ryan Buds as well. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend about this show. That really helps spread the word. And we are getting bigger and bigger numbers. We are about doubled since I started the podcast. So thank you so much for spreading the word. If you know somebody that likes trivia, that likes slasher flicks, that likes anything that we've done on this podcast, this is episode 13, lucky number 13, send the link to a friend. Say, hey, check this out. I think you'll enjoy it when you're working out, you're driving around, you're walking around with your dogs, whatever you do with your headphones on or you're listening to stuff, check out the Trivia with Buds podcast. Leave me a review on iTunes if that helps and help us get in the new and noteworthy section. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great Halloween. Be safe. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.